Smoke filled the cold air. The sky was dark. Dead machines and broken metal lay everywhere. The war was over. Everything was silent now. A human man walked slowly across the battlefield. His name was Ryan. He wore an old jacket and a gas mask. He looked tired, but his eyes were sharp. He was not a soldier. He was a scavenger. He searched dead battlefields for things to sell. Metal, wires, anything useful. Ryan walked past a broken alien ship. It was large, black, and full of holes. Burn marks were everywhere. Alien symbols were written on the side. Most people were scared of alien ships. Not Ryan. He climbed inside the ship. It was dark and cold. He turned on his flashlight. Broken chairs. Burned wires. Strange green blood on the walls. Then he heard it. A soft sound. A cry. Help. Ryan froze. That was not a machine. That was a voice. A girl's voice. He moved carefully, flashlight shaking in his hand. He followed the sound down a broken hallway. Something was trapped under metal panels. Something was moving. He pulled the panels away and saw her. She was an alien girl, young, maybe his age. Her skin was pale purple. Her hair was silver, dirty, and full of ash. She wore what looked like a torn uniform. Her arms were thin. Her lips were dry. Her eyes bright, glowing, and full of fear. When she saw Ryan, she gasped and tried to crawl. "Away, no," she cried. "Please, don't hurt me. I'll serve. I'll be your servant." Ryan stepped back, shocked. "What?" She shook, too weak to move. "Please, don't leave me. I'll do anything. I'll clean, cook, obey. Just don't leave me here to die." Ryan dropped to his knees. "I'm not going to hurt you." She looked confused. "You are human?" "Yes." Her eyes widened. She looked like she wanted to cry, but had no tears left. "I thought humans kill aliens." Ryan frowned. "Some do. Not me." He looked at her broken leg. "It was badly injured. I need to get you out of here." "No," she cried. "They will see. They're watching." "Who?" She tried to speak, but coughed hard and passed out. Ryan stared at her. Something about her was different. She looked like a slave, not a soldier. But why was she here? Why? Alone? He picked her up carefully. She was light. Too light. She hadn't eaten in days. Outside, the air was colder. Ryan took a long path, avoiding cameras and old defense machines. After 2 hours, he reached his small hideout in old cargo. Pod half buried in dirt. He laid her on a soft blanket. Gave her water. Gave her food. She woke up slowly, drinking with shaking hands. "What's your name?" he asked. She looked at him, confused. I don't know." "You don't know your name?" She shook her head. "They took it." Ryan sat beside her. He didn't know what to say. "Why were you on that ship?" he asked. "I was taken. Sold. I was not a soldier. I was a gift." "A gift?" She looked down. "To please the captain. To serve him. But they were attacked. Everyone died. I hid." Ryan felt cold inside. "You were a slave." She nodded slowly. He looked at her, weak, lost, alone. "I don't need a servant," he said. "But I need to serve," she whispered. "If I don't, I'm nothing. Please let me stay." He looked away, thinking. Suddenly, a small red light blinked on his screen. Movement. Something was out there. Near the battlefield. He stood up, checked his scanner. A drone. Flying low. Scanning the wreckage. "They're looking for you," he said. The girl covered her face in fear. "Please, don't let them take me." Ryan looked at her. He had a choice. He could leave her, or he could protect her. "I won't let them take you," he said. Her eyes widened. "You're safe now." She stared at him. For the first time, her lips moved into a small broken smile, but deep in space. A signal was sent. Target found. Prepare retrieval. The girl woke up screaming. Ryan jumped out of his sleep. His hand reached for his gun. The small room shook with her cry. Her body was covered in sweat. Her eyes were wide, glowing in the dark like two stars. She looked around, breathing fast. Where am I?" she whispered. Ryan came close. "It's okay, you're safe, you're with me." She stared at him for a long second. Then tears fell from her glowing eyes. She pulled the blanket tight around herself like she was freezing, even though the heater was on. "I saw it again," she said in a weak voice. "The red room, the chains, the voices. They were laughing, and I couldn't move." Ryan didn't understand. "A dream?" She shook her head. "No, a memory." He gave her water. She drank slowly, hands still shaking. "What's your name?" he asked softly. She looked down at the floor. I don't know." Ryan frowned. "Nothing. At all? I know the color of the stars in my home sky. I know the sound of rain on glass, but my name?" She shook her head. "It's gone like it was burned away." Ryan sat beside her. He had seen broken machines, broken bodies, but never a broken soul. She touched her neck gently. There was a small metal mark half melted, like someone tried to erase it. A name tag maybe, a control chip? She looked at him with sad eyes. Was I a person before, or just someone's thing? "You're a person," Ryan said. "I don't care what they told you." She gave him a tired smile. Then, "Can you give me a name?" she asked. He thought for a moment. "What about Lyra, like the constellation?" She repeated it softly. "Lyra." A tear rolled down her cheek. "That feels right." Just then, Ryan's scanner beeped. Warning, unidentified. Drone activity. Zone, nearby. Ryan quickly stood. "Stay here, don't move." He stepped outside, his gun in hand. The sun had not risen yet. Cold wind blew dust across the ground. In the far sky, a small dot moved slow, quiet, scanning, the same kind of drone he saw yesterday. He returned inside and shut the hatch. "They're still searching," he said. "You were right, they want you back." Lyra sat up straighter. "I will not go back. Then we need to hide you better. If they send a full team, I can't stop them alone." Lyra suddenly grabbed his arm. "I can help." Ryan looked down at her hand. "You're weak. You can barely stand." But Lyra's eyes had changed. There was something deep in them now. Fire. "No, I remember something else. I was not just a gift. I had training. They made me forget it. But now it's coming back." She closed her eyes. Her body glowed faintly. Tiny sparks floated from her fingers. Then, with a deep breath, the light faded. Ryan was shocked. "What was that?" "I don't know, but it's part of me." He looked at her carefully. There was more to this girl than just pain and fear. She was hiding power, and maybe someone out there knew what she truly was. Ryan opened a hidden floor panel. "This place is not safe anymore. We need to move. I know an old cave, far from scanners. We'll stay there. Just until I can figure this out." Lyra nodded. She stood slowly, her legs shaking. "I'll help," she said. Ryan smiled a little. "You already are." As they prepared to leave, far above in space, a dark ship moved into orbit. Inside it, a voice said, "Subject number 411 has been located. Memory wipe is incomplete. Send hunters. Capture alive. Kill the human." The stars were falling, or at least, that's what Lyra thought when she looked up. Small burning lights crossed the sky, slow but steady. Not meteors. Ships. She stood outside the cave with Ryan, wrapped in a blanket. Her silver hair blew in the cold night wind. The fire beside them gave a little warmth, but her heart felt cold. "They found me," she whispered. Ryan didn't answer. He just stared at the sky. holding his scanner tight. The screen showed red signals getting closer. 3 enemy dropships, quiet, fast. Deadly. Ryan had seen this pattern before. Hunters. They weren't soldiers. They didn't fight wars. They stole people. We have maybe 2 hours, he said. Lyra sat on a rock. We should run. Ryan shook his head. No, they'll track us. We need to hide, fight, or trick them. But they are too many. Ryan looked at her. Maybe, but I've fought worse. Lyra looked away. I haven't. I've only run. Or obeyed. Ryan crouched beside her. You don't have to run anymore. You're not property. You're not anyone's toy. She didn't say anything. Her fingers moved slowly, drawing shapes in the dust. Strange symbols. Alien letters. He noticed. What are those? He asked. I don't know, she said softly. But my hands remember them. Not my mind. Suddenly, the fire cracked, then turned blue. Lyra's eyes glowed. The dust symbols lit up. Then everything stopped. Silence. Even the wind paused. Ryan looked around, heart racing. What is this? Lyra closed her glowing eyes. I remember. A room. White walls. A voice speaking numbers. They tested me. Made me unlock energy. What kind of energy? She opened her eyes. The kind that breaks machines. Ryan stared at her. You're a weapon. No, she said. They tried to make me one. But I don't want to hurt people. He stood, thinking fast. Okay, then we use your gift to protect, not destroy. Far away, the dropships landed. 3 dark figures stepped out, wearing black armor. Their helmets had no eyes. They carried long rifles with glowing tips. A robot voice said, Subject. 411 has been located. No mercy. Human is to be terminated. Inside the cave, Ryan packed supplies. We have 1 chance. I'll distract them. You run if things go bad. No, Lyra said. I'm done running. Ryan looked at her and nodded once. Moments later, the cave entrance exploded. The 3 hunters stepped through the smoke. Ryan fired his old rifle. Hit one in the chest, but it didn't fall. They fired back. Ryan jumped behind a rock, bullets slicing the air. Lyra stood up. The hunters saw her. They raised their weapons, but she lifted her hand. The ground shook. Rocks flew into the air. The dust symbols around her started to glow again, this time brighter. A wave of blue light burst from her body. The first hunter froze in place. His armor cracked. His gun melted. The second fired, but the bullet turned to ash. In midair, the third shouted something in a strange language, but then dropped to his knees. His helmet sparked. Lyra screamed, and the power shot out like lightning. Then silence. Smoke. Broken armor. Ryan stood slowly, shocked. Are they dead? Lyra fell to her knees. No, just asleep. He looked at her, breathing hard. That was amazing. She looked up at him, eyes full of fear. But that wasn't even half of it. What do you mean? I think I was made for something worse. Ryan helped her up. Then we make sure you use it for something better. Behind them, the cave trembled again, not from her power. From something else waking up. In the shadows of the cave, a machine lit up. Red eyes blinked. Power. Signature accepted. Voice match confirmed. Welcome back, Project Seraphim. Ryan and Lyra froze. Lyra whispered, That name, it was mine once. A code, not a name. What am I? Asterisk. The cave began to glow from inside the stone, not from fire, from memory. Lyra stood frozen as red lights spread across the walls like veins. Old alien machines deep underground were waking up because of her, because they remembered her voice. Welcome back, Project Seraphim, the machine repeated. Ryan stepped in front of her, gun shaking in his hands. What does that mean? What's Project Seraphim? Lyra touched the wall slowly. It's me. The cave lights turned blue as her fingers made contact. A new voice echoed, softer this time. Female, robotic, memory fragments detected, activating sequence, showing truth. Suddenly, the stone turned into a screen. Ryan watched in shock. Images appeared of Lyra in a white lab. Wires in her back. Needles in her arms. Scientists in long black coats watching her cry. Another image. She was fighting, screaming. Blue energy exploding from her hands. Another. She was locked in a glass box. Alone, while people clapped on the other side. Lyra dropped. To her knees. Her whole body shook. I was not born. I was made. Ryan's voice was soft. They created you? No, I was stolen, changed. My mind wiped, my power locked. They wanted a weapon that looked innocent. Something that could obey without question. She looked at Ryan, eyes wide. That's why I said I wanted to serve. That word serve, it was programmed into me. Ryan sat beside her. You're not a servant. Not to them, not to me. But if I stop serving, who am I? Ryan paused, then said, someone who gets to choose. The screen behind them changed again. A file opened with her face in bold letters. Project Seraphim. Emergency control code active. Lyra's eyes widened. No, that's the kill command. Suddenly, the red lights turned angry. Command confirmed. Termination process begins. Ryan stood up. We have to shut it down. Lyra closed her eyes, her voice trembling. There's only one way. I have to overwrite the code with something stronger. Like what? She looked at him. A new purpose. She stepped toward the glowing console. Her fingers sparked. The machine shouted warnings in alien language. Ryan pulled her back. No, you'll burn yourself. She looked at him and smiled sadly. If I don't do this, I'll become their weapon again. I won't let them use me to kill. She touched the core. Her whole body lit up like lightning. The cave shook. Sparks flew. Machines exploded. Ryan shouted, Lyra! Then silence. Smoke filled the air. The screen shattered. Ryan ran to her, coughing. She lay still on the ground. Eyes closed, breathing slow. He picked her up. You did it. You stopped it. She opened one eye. I changed the code. I chose. My own word. What word? She smiled. Protect. Ryan nodded. That fits you better. Outside. More ships moved in the sky. But now Ryan and Lyra weren't just hiding. They were preparing for the truth. And for war. Lyra was fixing the radio when she cut her hand. She didn't scream. She just stared at the blood. It wasn't red. It was silver. It sparkled under the light. Ryan rushed over. Let me help. But she pulled away. No, I want to feel this. He paused. The pain? She nodded slowly. Yes, pain proves I'm real, not a machine, not a tool. Ryan knelt beside her. You've always been real, Lyra. She looked at him. Then why do I feel like a shadow? Ryan didn't answer. Instead, he cleaned the cut and wrapped her hand. In silence. Not awkward. Just heavy. The kind of silence when two people want to say something, but don't know how. Later, while Ryan slept, Lyra sat outside the cave watching the stars. Her eyes tracked the constellations. She whispered names only she remembered. Then, out of nowhere, she said, I think I was meant to love. Ryan stirred beside the fire. What? She turned. I don't mean romance. I mean, I was made to connect, to protect, to stay close. Like a servant, yes, but deeper. Maybe I'm not a weapon. Maybe I'm a guardian. Ryan sat up. You're more than what they made you. You're becoming who you choose to be. She smiled. Then I choose this. Helping you, being here. I feel safe with you. He looked down. That's funny. Why? Because I feel safer when you're around. They shared a quiet moment. No words, just eyes. Just trust, but that peace didn't last. The radio sparked to life. To all scavengers in Sector 12, Huge bounty offered. Alien female. Purple skin. Silver hair. Alive. Bring her to command. 1 million credits. Ryan and Lyra froze. The message repeated. Every scum and hunter on the planet just got their scent. Lyra whispered. They're turning everyone into enemies. Ryan clenched his fists. We need to move again. But Lyra stood. No, we need to finish what we started. She walked to the back of the cave. Pulled off the cover from the old alien ship they had been fixing. The ship, she said. It remembers me. It was part of my escape. If I finish the repairs, we can leave this planet. Ryan looked at the controls. Can you fly it? I don't know, she said. But I feel like I can, he smiled. Then I'll help. Together, they worked through the night-fixing panels, wiring engines, charging the core. Ryan taught her how to use human tools. Lyra taught him alien codes. They laughed. They argued. They even sang badly and slowly. Something grew between them. Not romance. Not duty. But something strong. Bond. Not between human and servant, but between two survivors. Trying to build a way out. At dawn, Ryan handed her a new coat. She looked confused. It's not a slave uniform. He said, it's just warm, and it's yours. Lyra wore it like armor. But just as hope started to rise, a shadow fell over the cave. A hunter ship. Bigger, faster, meaner than before. This time, they weren't coming to catch her. They were coming to erase her. And the human who dared protect her. Asterisk, the cave was on fire. Smoke choked the air. Metal groaned. Sparks rained down. Lyra stood at the edge of the wreckage, breathing hard. Her new coat was torn, one sleeve burned. But she didn't move, not even when the hunter stepped through the flames. He was not like the others. This one was tall, armor, black and gold, with sharp lines that looked more like a knight than a soldier. His mask had no eyes, only a glowing red slit across the front. He spoke in a voice that was too deep to be human. You are not free, you are property. You will return. Lyra whispered. No. He stepped closer. Then you will be broken. Just. Then boom, a flash grenade exploded behind him. Ryan charged in, firing his weapon. The bullets bounced off the hunter's armor like pebbles. Run! Ryan shouted. But Lyra didn't run. Not this time. Not anymore. She raised her hands. Blue. Light formed at her fingertips. The hunter threw a stun disc. It hit Lyra in the chest. Bzzzt. She screamed and fell. Ryan tackled the hunter, stabbing at the gaps in his armor with a plasma knife. The hunter grabbed Ryan by the neck, lifting him in the air. Weak, flesh, breakable. Then Lyra stood up again. Her eyes were glowing bright blue now. Her skin sparked. Her breath was calm. She spoke only one word. No. She walked forward slowly. Her feet didn't even touch the ground. The hunter dropped Ryan and turned to fire. Too late. Lyra waved her hand and the gun shattered. She whispered in a voice that sounded ancient and powerful. I am not your weapon. I am not your servant. I am free. She touched the hunter's chest. Blue energy pulsed out. The hunter screamed, a machine screamed like metal tearing itself apart. Then silence. The hunter fell. Armor cracked open, lights dead. Ryan coughed and sat up. Is it over? Lyra looked down at her hands. No, more are coming. Ryan nodded. Then we leave. The ship cannot fly? She closed her eyes. I think, yes. They ran to the ship, dodging flames and broken stone. Ryan powered up the controls while Lyra worked the alien systems. Suddenly, alarms lit up. 5 enemy signals locked on. 3 minutes. Ryan hit the panel. We won't make it off the ground. Lyra put a hand on his. Then I'll give you time. Ryan looked at her in shock. No. You're not staying behind. I'm not. I'll meet you in the sky. She stepped out of the ship, turned to face the burning cave entrance. and raised both hands. Blue lightning shot into the sky. Outside, the enemy ship shook mid-air. Engines failed. One crashed into the side of a mountain. The others backed away. Inside the ship, Ryan saw it all on the screen. His voice cracked. She's doing it. She's stopping them. But Lyra was falling too. Her knees, too much power. Too much pain. Ryan hit the thrusters. The ship roared to life. Lyra, get inside. We're going. She didn't move. So he did the only thing he could. He ran outside. Fire and wind whipped around him. He reached her, caught her before she fell. You said you're not a weapon, he said. You're not, but you're not alone either. She opened her eyes. You came back, always. Together, they stepped onto the ship. It lifted into the sky, just as the cave collapsed behind them. They flew through clouds of smoke, past wreckage and burning ships. They were not running anymore. They were rising. Lyra stood on the edge of space, her face lit by the stars. She was no longer afraid. The ship flew silent, above the clouds, above the war, above the world that once chained her. Ryan watched her from the pilot's seat. She wasn't the same girl he found in the wreck. She wasn't begging anymore. She was glowing. Alive. Free. He said her name softly. Lyra? She turned, smiling gently. Yes, I've been thinking. You don't have to stay with me. After all this, you can go anywhere. You're not mine. You're not anyone's. She walked to him slowly. Then without a word, she knelt in front of him. Ryan jumped. What are you doing? She looked up, her voice calm, strong. I'm not kneeling because I'm a servant. I'm kneeling to show respect and thanks. Lyra, she stood again. I choose to stay, not because I must, because I want to. Ryan looked at her. Then you're not a servant, she smiled. No, I'm your partner now. Suddenly the ship's scanner beeped. Incoming transmission. Encrypted. High priority. Ryan hit the button. A strange voice came through. To the one known as Project Seraphim, we see you, we remember you. And we need your help. Ryan and Lyra looked at each other. Lyra spoke. Who are you? Survivors. The last of your kind. The others who were taken, changed. Some escaped. We are hiding. But a war is coming. One only you can stop. Another screen opened, showing a map of the stars. Dozens of signals. Ships. Bases. Battles. You have the key, Seraphim. You are not a weapon. You are a warning. And a light. Lyra whispered. I thought I was the last. You are the first to wake up. Ryan leaned forward. You don't have to answer them. This is your life now. Lyra stared at the screen. She thought of the chains, the lab. The fire, the boy who found her, the fight they survived. Then she said, with calm power, send me the coordinates. We're coming. Ryan blinked. We? She smiled. You're not getting rid of me that easy, he laughed. Well, I guess the galaxy's in trouble now. The stars outside grew brighter. The ship turned toward a new system, new danger, new hope. And Lyra whispered to herself, I was made to serve, but I was born to protect.